Hey everyone, Cody from Mactelecom Networks. It seems like every other month I'm doing a new video on UniFi Design Center, which is a great thing. They did just release a new update a couple days ago that introduces comments. It also does Wi-Fi zones. We have SuperLink coverage and a bunch more. So we're going to take a look at that. Now, if you'd like to hire me for network consulting, visit my website at mactelecomnetworks.com. And if you'd like to support the channel, I do have affiliate links in the description below. Now let's get right into this new update for UniFi Design Center. I'm now in Design Center on a demo project, and if you've never used this before, you're going to want to go over to design.ui.com. I've already added a collaborator, and you can see the name is YouTube Test Mactelecom. We could add a collaborator by clicking this collaborator button, and then you're going to put in their email address and then send an invite, which will push to their email. The biggest thing here, or the first new thing, is the ability to add comments. To add a comment anywhere on the floor plan, all you need to do is go down to the bottom tray, or you could press C. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press C. Now you can see the comment bubble. We could place this bubble wherever we want to leave a comment, and the collaborator will be able to reply to that comment. So I'm just going to go over these desks. I'm going to say we need one data drop at each desk. We could also add up to 5 images to these comments. So maybe we want to show the desk, or we want to show where we want the data drops under the desk. And then we could upload that comment, and it's going to get pinned directly to where we put it on the floor plan. So you can see if I hover over it, it will show the name and it will show the comment that I put on there. I do have Design Center pulled up on another account, so let's go over to that. So this is for the collaborator account, and you could see that I have the comment listed here so the collaborator could see it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on it. It says we need one data drop at each desk. I'm just going to do a couple of desks in the general area, so we'll add device. We're going to go over to racks and accessories, and then we're going to look for RJ45 socket and then one. So I'm going to drag and drop one data drop at each one of these desks. Now that that's done, I could click back on the comment and I could reply and say data drop added to desks. I'm going to upload that. And I'm going to go back to my original design screen. This is for my account, Mactelecom Networks, and we'll be able to see the reply. So it says data drop added to desk. Once we look at the reply, we could do a couple different things. We could delete the thread, or we could mark as resolved. So I'm going to mark as resolved. And now that comment disappears from the screen. But if you want to see a trail of what the comments were, you could still go down to the comments, and it's going to show up on this right-hand pane. This is going to be really great for collaborators who don't want to get on a phone call together. Next up is going to be the new Wi-Fi zones, and this is going to tell us where we want Wi-Fi to cover. There are some spots in your design that you may not want to cover. A lot of people won't cover bathrooms with Wi-Fi, elevators with Wi-Fi, or maybe stairwells. So if we look down at the bottom, we could see this new Wi-Fi zones, or we could press Z. If you already have all your walls drawn in, it could auto detect those walls and set for you the Wi-Fi zone. So let's go ahead and click on it. Now that I've clicked on it, it says auto detected Wi-Fi zones. We've detected and automatically traced zones in your floor plan. So you could either apply it or you could remove it. I'm going to apply this zone. Now, if there's an area that you don't want a part of this zone, you could go ahead and you could click back on Wi-Fi zones. And right here with the X through it, I'm going to pretend that that's an elevator shaft. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a new zone. Once we create the rectangle and exit, you can see that there's lines through it. So we won't see Wi-Fi within that spot. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So if we add a new device, we go to Wi-Fi and we add an E7, it's not going to take into consideration this area because we don't care about it. We don't want to have Wi-Fi within that elevator. Another new thing within the Design Center update is the attenuation object. So we'll go ahead and click on it, and you can see on the right-hand side, we could either choose rectangle or we could do polygon, and it's going to give us some different things. So we have car, cubicles, elevator, foliage, we have foliage light, human crowd, machinery, server rack, shelf for groceries, shelf for liquids, we have a shelf for warehouse, and then we have a truck. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to click on cubicles, and we're going to say that this is a cubicle area right here, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go across all these cubicles. Things within your environment like cubicles or elevator shafts are going to affect how your Wi-Fi actually works. So this is nice to see that Ubiquiti is putting that in. You could add or you could modify your own as well. Ubiquiti has also added 2 new coverage modes, which is interference or SNR, which is signal to noise ratio. So let's go ahead. We'll get a couple APs placed on here. I'm just going to pick the E7s and we're going to put 3 of them on the map. With the E7s put on the map, if we look in the bottom right hand corner, this is just showing us our primary coverage. But if we hit the drop down, we could see our interference and SNR. Let's go ahead and click on interference. So we could see that these 2 access points, they are interfering with each other currently. I'm going to click on the first AP and we're going to set the channels manually. So the first AP, I'm going to set the channel 2.4 to 1, and we should never have the channel width of 2.4 set on 40. I'm not 100% sure why that is the default on the Ubiquiti website or within Design Center. For our 5 gigahertz, I'm going to leave that at channel 36. Now, if I click on the second AP, I'm going to put that to channel width to 20, and then I'm going to go on channel 6, so that's fine. We don't have any interference within these 3 APs now. For the 5 gigahertz, I'm going to switch that to another channel. We'll go to 48, and then if we look at our third AP, we're going to switch that 2.4 to 20, and we're going to have this on channel 11 for our 2.4. And then for our 5 gigahertz, I'm going to put it on 149. You still do see a little bit of yellow. And what that's for is these E7 APs, they have 6 gigahertz. So we're going to want to make sure that they're all on a different channel. Okay, and now all of our coverage is green. We don't have any interference as per Design Center. And what you could do within Design Center, if you look over on the right-hand side and you click on View Settings, you could actually turn on the channels. So when you're designing it or when you're configuring it, you know which channels to put on which AP. The next thing that we're going to take a look at is our SuperLink coverage. So we're going to add a device. I'm going to type in SuperLink and we're going to put in a SuperLink gateway. Just by selecting the SuperLink and hovering over it, you could see how much coverage on this map that we're going to get. So I'm going to hover over it and you could see in the bottom right hand corner, the primary coverage with the BLE SuperLink is minus 30 dBm anywhere within this map. So we're going to be good. This does account for walls and it does account for multi-floor. Let's go ahead and we'll put in an entry sensor. I'm going to put the entry sensor on this door. And if we hover over this door, you see that we still have full signal strength as this area or this diagram is fairly small. But this is really nice to know to see how far that you could actually get devices away from this particular SuperLink. If for some reason you don't have the coverage, you could always add a secondary SuperLink so that you can get that device where you want it. The last thing that we're going to talk about within this video is our camera simulation. So we need to add a couple cameras. I'll go over and we'll go to camera security and we're just going to put in maybe some AI domes into this facility. With the AI domes in place, we could look at our camera coverage or we could do this camera simulation. So it drags and puts a little person onto the actual screen and it's going to tell us a bunch of things on the right hand side. So we have lighting, we have ambient noise, and then we have different IR, we have ground distance, we have slate distance, we have identification level, and you could actually move this person around. As we keep walking, it's going to show us if we have any dead zones where the cameras won't pick us up, and then you could also tell that it goes in yellow. So our identification for this one is pretty good. You could see that it's in the green. We have our speech intelligibility, which is at 95%. So we're close enough to this camera that it will actually pick up our speech fairly well. This is really nice to see so that we could tell our customers if when we're planning our design, if we have any dead zones and how well the camera is actually going to work. Another cool feature within this, we could actually play audio simulation. So you can see right now it's at about 76% and we could move this person so it gets more clear. Let's play the audio simulation and I will move the person icon.
I have to show you something.
So that is kind of low.
That quietly saves you hours in Design Center.
That sounds dramatic. What did you discover?
You know how you normally go to the device list?
Okay, and that was pretty cool. You could see as I go closer to the camera that the speaker went louder and we are able to understand the person better. This is going to be really great for camera deployments. And that's going to be my video on this new UniFi Design Center update, and they really are bringing some great new features. They do also add a bunch of new devices like ceiling speakers into this. Now with Wi-Fi planning and Wi-Fi design, you always want to validate your design. So you're going to use something like Kamina, you're going to use Ekahau, or you could use something like NetSpot, which is more of a home user application, but it will give you a heat scan and maybe validate your heat map or your design. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. All right, thanks.